Nearly 20 years ago, Nas dropped a bomb on the culture, 3 words that sent shockwaves through the entire rap world. Hip-hop is dead. It wasn't just an album title. It was a declaration, a warning shot, and a mirror held up to a genre that had started losing its soul. The year was 2006, and hip-hop was being commercialized, glamorized, and in many ways, sanitized for mass consumption. Welcome to celebrity rap life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. Nas was furious. He saw a movement built from pain, pride, and poetry becoming a playground for corporations and opportunists. When he said hip-hop is dead, he meant the integrity was dying. The hunger. The message. The truth. But here we are, almost 2 decades later, and the genre he thought was on life support is more alive, complex, and controversial than ever. And if you ask Nas now, his tone has shifted not because the game miraculously fixed itself, but because artists like Kendrick Lamar came through to revive its spirit. In a new Rolling Stone interview tied to his mass appeal collaboration with Marvel Comics, Nas reflected on that infamous statement, this time with a much brighter outlook. He gave credit where it was due, pointing straight to Compton's Pulitzer Prize winning prophet, Kendrick Lamar. The conversation started around the parallels between Nas's hip-hop is dead and Kendrick's 2024 track, Watch the Party Die. Both songs tackle the same disease, the slow decay of authenticity, but they come from different generations. Nas was speaking from the heart of the mid-2000s, when ringtone rap was everywhere and substance was fading fast. Kendrick, on the other hand, was speaking from the chaos of a streaming era where virality trumps value, and music is consumed faster than it's understood. Different times, same sickness. When asked about Kendrick, Nas didn't hesitate. We all as artists love this art form and have our opinions on it. Kendrick is one of the brightest stars we've ever seen, and I don't only mean superstar, I mean like the North Star, Nas said. Out of all the artists in this business, there's some that's not here for the art. When we see those people that are not here for the art damaging it, you're hurting the future of the art. So I think artists like Kendrick are going to speak out. That line hit hard. The North Star of hip-hop, that's not a compliment Nas throws around lightly. It's almost spiritual. The North Star is a fixed point in the sky, a guide for travelers who've lost their way. And in a rap industry that's been drowning in clout chasing, gimmicks, and algorithm-friendly chaos, Nas sees Kendrick as that point of light, the one artist still moving with direction, with purpose. It's a controversial take because, let's be real, not everyone agrees that Kendrick is that guy. There's a whole generation of artists chasing streams, living for TikTok snippets and viral dances, who might feel attacked by the implication that their art lacks soul. But Nas doesn't care about hurting feelings. He's always been the type to say what others won't. Back in 2006, rappers were afraid to admit that hip-hop had lost its way. Now, in 2025, Nas is watching Kendrick do what he once did, spark uncomfortable conversations about the culture's integrity. Rolling Stone's late journalist Andre G., who was known for digging deep into hip-hop's moral conflicts, made the comparison between hip-hop is dead and Watch the Party Die. It was poetic. One man declared the death, the other held the funeral. But the difference is that Kendrick's record doesn't mourn, it challenges. He's not saying hip-hop is over, he's saying the fake party is ending. The masks are coming off. The culture vultures, the industry plants, the shallow imitators, all of them are being exposed. That's why Nas resonates with Kendrick. Because despite their generational gap, their mission is the same. To remind people that hip-hop isn't just entertainment, it's a reflection of life, pain, and progress. Nas sees himself in Kendrick's fight. It's just been in the conversation naturally, like any sport you want to thrive, he continued. You don't want the NBA to start slowing down. You want it to thrive. The ball players want it to thrive. We're going to call out anytime we see it. Sometimes the rest of us won't see it. Sometimes it'll take Kendrick to remind us where we are lacking. That statement says everything about where Nas stands now. He no longer believes hip-hop is dead, he believes it's in constant danger. It's not a corpse, but it's vulnerable. And every generation needs someone bold enough to call out the infection before it spreads too far. For him, Kendrick is that voice, the uncompromising, fearless poet unafraid to call out the rot in the system. But it's controversial because it exposes the hypocrisy within the culture. Hip-hop loves to talk about authenticity, but the industry rewards the opposite. Artists are praised for their grind, while their lyrics are written by teams. They're called real, while they play characters for social media. Nas's praise for Kendrick isn't just admiration, it's a critique of everyone else. And that's where the discomfort lies. Nas and Kendrick stand as uncomfortable reminders of what hip-hop used to be: dangerous, unpredictable, rooted in storytelling and struggle. Kendrick doesn't chase approval, he chases purpose. That's why every time he drops, the culture freezes. That's why when Not Like Us took over the world, it wasn't just a diss record, it was a cultural reset. It reminded everyone that lyricism still matters, that art can still be revolutionary, and that truth still cuts deeper than algorithms. Nas recognizes that. In many ways, he sees Kendrick as proof that he wasn't wrong. Back in 2006, he was early. Hip-hop was dying, but it didn't stay dead. Artists like Kendrick resurrected it. They brought back the art of storytelling, the importance of message, and the bravery to question the system from within. When Nas talks about the state of hip-hop now, he does it with the calm authority of a veteran who's seen it all from the golden age of the 90s to the influencer era of 2025. And his words carry weight. Because if anyone understands the balance between art and industry, it's Nasir Jones, a man who's navigated both without losing his integrity. Beyond the talk about Kendrick, the interview also dove into Nas's upcoming ventures. He gave fans a long-awaited update on his project with DJ Premier, the mythical collaboration that's been teased for over a decade. He spoke about Mass Appeal's Legend Has It initiative, a storytelling platform meant to preserve hip-hop's unsung heroes, and even touched on his and Jay-Z's competing New York casino bids, a rivalry that somehow refuses to fade even after decades of mutual respect. But even with all those topics on the table, the part that went viral was the North Star quote. Fans, journalists, and even rappers started debating whether Kendrick truly deserves that title. Some agreed instantly, calling it poetic justice, the student becoming the new guiding light. Others pushed back, arguing that hip-hop is too diverse to have one guiding star. But controversy has always been the pulse of this culture. And Nas knows it. The irony is, the same man who once declared hip-hop dead is now defending its heartbeat. And the man keeping that heartbeat strong in Nas's eyes is Kendrick Lamar. That says something about where the genre has gone, and where it's heading. Because for all its chaos, all its scandals, and all its hollow trends, there's still something sacred at its core, and it's artists like Kendrick who keep that fire alive. What makes this conversation so powerful is that it bridges two eras that rarely understand each other. Nas came from the corner, a generation of rappers who risked their lives for a mic and a dream. Kendrick came from the digital storm, a generation that had to survive fame, pressure, and constant scrutiny. But both men carry the same message: art over everything. And that's controversial because it forces everyone else to pick a side. Are you in this for the art, or are you in it for the algorithm? Are you building a legacy, or chasing a trend? Those are uncomfortable questions, especially in a time when the line between culture and commerce is so blurred. Nas isn't trying to rewrite history, he's just giving credit where it's due. He knows Kendrick's rise didn't happen by accident. It took discipline, vision, and an almost spiritual connection to the music. It's not about charts, streams, or awards, though Kendrick has all of those. It's about impact. About being that North Star when the whole culture feels lost in the fog. For Nas, that's what separates Kendrick from the rest. The Compton MC isn't afraid to challenge the machine. He's not scared to call out hypocrisy, even when it costs him popularity. And that's something Nas deeply respects because he's been there. He's felt that isolation. He knows what it's like to tell the truth when the world wants a lie. The truth is, hip-hop is dead was never meant to be a funeral. It was a wake-up call. And now, decades later, Kendrick Lamar is the living proof that some people heard that call and decided to fight back. Through albums like To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick turned consciousness into currency, not the kind that fills pockets, but the kind that fills minds. That's why Nas's new statement matters. Because when legends speak, it's not about nostalgia, it's about accountability. And by calling Kendrick the North Star, Nas isn't just praising him. He's challenging every artist alive to step up. To create with intention. To protect the art. To make music that means something. In a world where rap beefs go viral faster than albums, and attention spans barely last a verse, Nas's words are a reminder. Hip-hop's not dead. It's just selective about who it stays alive for. And right now, according to Nas, it's Kendrick Lamar who's keeping it breathing. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.